started. We're gonna bring our heels together, toes are apart, and just start with some balancing footwork. We're gonna get high up to the balls of our feet, and then let those heels go down. Hands are by your side at first. And then your goal is trying to not lean too far forward or too far back. You're gonna stare at one still spot and make sure those abs are engaged. So inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. And then we'll start adding on. So our palms are facing backwards, our knuckles are facing forward. And we'll start to rise up with the hands when we come into our releve. And then pull those abs in, come down with resistance. Inhale to rise. Bring it up to shoulder height. Exhale, cinch the waist, belly button towards spine. So breathing through these, rising up to the top, and then slowly peeling all the way back down. Our last one here. And then slowly bringing it all the way back down. So now we're going to take it to parallel feet. They're separated. Hands are by your side, so roll the shoulders back. Lift one leg to tabletop. And you're going to tap that foot to the ground. Lift right back up. So almost like we're in our one leg footwork on the reformer. So you're just kind of lowering and lifting. And now roll the shoulders back, maybe palms slightly turn to face outwards here. And we'll just do 3 more like this. 2. Last one. We hold up at the top. And now you're gonna point and then come back into that flexion. So extension, point, and then bring it right back into that flexion. So breathing through them, trying to not lean, pull the abs in. Last one here, so going all the way out, come right back in, bring that leg right back down. So come back to your parallel feet, vertical neutral, so abs are in, we're not arching, we're not tucking. We're gonna slowly lift the other leg up to tabletop, so pulling those abdominals in, we're gonna lower down and lift right back up. So inhale, exhale, you're going slow and steady. Open up the chest, so roll those shoulders back with palms more facing forward here. So maybe at any point in time you feel like you're losing your balance in this class today, you're going to take it a little bit slower. Doesn't mean it's going to be easier, but it's going to help you use your abdominals the whole class. So balance is core, tapping into those abs a lot. The next one, you're going to hold and you're going to point, reach and lengthen, flex, come back to your tabletop. Point, reach, lengthen, flex, come back to tabletop. Palms are still open. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, bring it right back in. So breathing through these, getting super long. Breathing through them. Reach, point, lengthen, bring it right back in. So just give me one more here. And then we'll go ahead and bring it down. So we're just going to shake that out, take our arms overhead, and slowly start to come down. So if your hand weights are heavy, you're going to put them down for this one. We're coming down bone by bone. And now we're just going to go ahead and let the hand weights just kind of drag you down a little bit. Reverse that direction. And just letting the hand weights rest on the floor for a second. Fingertip touch here. Lift your heels up. Straighten the legs and then bend them. Straighten so our feet are in parallel and we're still trying to really work that balance. So we're not really pitching forward or back on this one. Heels are off the ground the whole time, so you got this balance challenge for 3, 2. Last one, keep it on your tippy toes. Walk your hands out. You're in a high plank position. You're going to lift the right leg, bring it right back down. Lift the left leg. So really point your toes, get length of the legs. So we are alternating instead of sticking with a set to one side, because this is a little bit more of a balance challenge. You're going to have to work a little harder to stabilize in the pelvis for these. Pull those abs in, making sure you're attacking the glutes and not feeling anything in the low back. If it's low back, it's too high. Last one on each. Go ahead and soft bend the knees. Walk it in. You got a nice spine stretch forward. Let your head hang heavy. Pull those abdominals in. So deep inhale. On the exhale, we're walking it out. Walk it out. Slowly bring it right back in. Try and keep your heels off the ground the whole time. You're going to touch the opposite ankle. Walk it right back out. Pull those abs in. Bring it right back in. Our heels never get to touch. So we are working for balance. Walk it out. High plank. Walk it back in. Pull those abdominals in. Breathe through them. You got these. Our last one here. Pull those abs in. And then let those heels finally relax here. So you're gonna hug the back of the legs, look between the legs, and then slowly, if you like, take your hand weights right back up, rolling all the way up to the top. So we're gonna go ahead and come back to a little bit more of our standing work. So arms come out in front, we're gonna bring our heels together, toes distance apart, and now you're lifting up. You got your hugged trees here. So 1 inch in, 1 inch out. Hey Dolores, glad you're tuning in. So 1 inch in, 1 inch out. So you're in that high heel position. Any point in time you need to scale back, you're gonna bring your heels down or take your arms out of the equation. And now we're gonna bring our hands overhead. You got your 5th position. And now you're bringing it back to looking like hugged tree arms. 5th position, slow, steady, abs are in. Making sure you have all your Pilates breathing going on. We inhale. We're breathing through that rib cage. And on the exhale, we're going to lower down, cinch the waist, belly button to spine. Keep that rib cage knitted and closed. Keep the shoulders down. So getting that oppositional energy here. Hands are going up, the shoulders are coming down. So breathing through them. This is our last one. Hands come down, heels come down. Go ahead and let it go. So hands are by your side. We're going to go ahead and let one foot on top of the other. Or maybe you have it right at the calf. Most advanced, you're going to pull it in. It's going to look a little bit like your tree position. Arms are up. So pull the abs in. You're bringing one hand into the underarm. You guys got a little bonus extra arms here going on today. So staring at one still spot. Breathing through these. Hands coming right to the underarm. You're staying level. Abs are engaged. And remember, that foot placement has 3 positions. So don't have to go to the most advanced. And another option here is if you have a wall, your back could go right up to a wall for this whole standing sequence. And then go ahead and slide that leg down. Keep your hands lifted. Of course, if you need to adjust yourself to get that foot up there, we'll do that. So holding it here, pull those abs in, and now bring the hand to one underarm and then the other. And if you're noticing one side definitely tends to lean more than the other, or just as an absolute noticeable challenge, just kind of recognize that and maybe try and work on those a little bit more at home. Pulling the abs in, so it's a really good way to get our bodies symmetrical. So pulling the abs in, and then of course balance is something that if we don't practice, we lose it with age. So really, really important for staying strong in our foundation, our core. And if anyone is a runner or does trail work or anything, it's really good to strengthen out those ankles. Really good, your base support, which is really important when you're running on something uneven surface. So breathing through them, or even walking on uneven surfaces, I should say. So breathing through these. And if anyone's ever sprained their ankle before or any of that, this is definitely one of those ways to really get that strength back. So pulling those abs in, we got our last one here. And then our hand goes down, leg comes down. Quick breather. So we're going to get heavy on our tailbone, so tuck under just a tiny bit so you're coming into your natural neutral there. You're going to go ahead, that knee is soft, so base support. Pull those abs in, bring the hands up, tap and lift. So gazing out in front, so we just don't want to be kind of leaning. We're heavy enough on our tailbone, we're not arching and we're not tucking. We're just in this vertical neutral that we know for sure the foot is hardly leaving the floor, and you're using your abdominals to lift this leg here. So lowering and lifting there, breathing through them. So point through toe, get length in the leg. Breathe through them, you got these. Chin parallel floor, crown heads reaching to the ceiling. And go ahead and keep the arms up, more advanced while we switch sides. If you need a break, hands go down. Go ahead and take that leg back, heavy tailbone, tap and lift. Without leaning, hips are on the same plane, pelvis really quiet. So breathing through these, shoulders down. So breathing through them. You don't need hand weights, so if you're getting into your neck or you're feeling like it's too much, your weights are too heavy, so let them go. Use your limbs as your own weights here today. It's just as challenging without the strain or tension. So gazing out in front, our last two here. back. So pull the abs in, you're gonna lower down. Oh yeah, you see my weak side? And then step right back in. So inhale, exhale. Folding out, square the hips. So just like a deadlift here, when we're walking out, we got our balance challenge, and we're sticking with our alternating legs because it's gonna challenge us even more to quiet our pelvis and pull our abdominals in. So that reset every time is a little bit more challenging with the alternating of the legs. So breathing through them, point your toes, get length in the legs. Your modified position, maybe you're holding a wall, maybe you're holding onto a chair, maybe you're upright and you're barely lifting that leg. So it could look more like just a straight press back instead of this full-on deadlift here, lowering down, lifting right back up. So this will be our last one here. So breathing through them and slowly peel right back up. So we're gonna take our hands behind our head, lift our leg out. So you got this balance challenge, point the toe. Slightly externally rotate the foot so you can feel a little more inner thigh. Hands are behind the head like shaving. And now you got this one press up. If you can add on, you're gonna add on with a one press up from those hands as well. You're gonna keep a heavy flexion, but it's a one press up. Push the shoulders down away from the ears. One press up, gaze out in front, pull those abs in. You're strong, breathe through these. Keep looking out in front for 4, 3, 2, last one, bring it back in. So you're coming back to that external rotation, just a slight bit of a turnout, not an exaggerated one. And now lift that leg, you're back at it. So with the same arm range motion here on this side, you have these small press ups. So breathing through these. You can let those hand weights go if it's getting to be too much. It's just a small range here. Pull those abs in. We're getting tons of ab work. Not even calling this abs today, but it's a lot of abs with our balance. So it's all about engaging those abdominals and keeping them up and in the entire time we are working. So breathing through these. Inhale, exhale. Your last 2. Last one, bring it down. So you're gonna come into a little bit of sideline. Soften up the knees just a little bit. Relax, feet are parallel. You're gonna take the leg out to the side. Maybe not such an exaggeration if it's gonna make you lean. Arms out to your T, and now you got it. Tap and lift. So I'm kind of looking down. I'm trying to keep my toes in a long streamline without a mirror. So tap and lift. So out to the side, breathe through them. If this is something that could definitely be way too much with weight, so let them go, get lighter ones, or don't even use them. So breathing through them. You got 3 more. 2, last one. Bring it in, hands come down just like a bird. Regroup, inhale, exhale, take the leg out. Get your streamline where it's in line with the toe. And now arms came back up, push the shoulders down. The best you can keep wrist, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and one long streamline. You'd have a long dowel stick behind your back and holding it here. So keeping them lifted here. Inhale, exhale, abs are engaged. Oh yeah, I'm feeling these. Sideline, standing like this is pretty intense. Last 3, last 2. Final one, bring it all the way back in. So quick breather, we're gonna take it to one more set on the other side. Soften up the knees, take the leg out, find that streamline. My leg keeps wanting to go behind. Lift the leg, arms up, tiny circles, so small, like you're tracing the size of a golf ball. Abs are in. Hold still, reverse this. So pulling those abdominals in, hold still. Just don't lock out the supporting knee, some sort of softness to it. Last 2, last one. Bring those hands down, quick regroup. We got the same setup for the other side. So find that streamline, lift your arms up, abs engaged, back to your circles. So small. So circles are really challenging to keep the hips relatively quiet and the pelvis from moving. But as slow maybe you can go, or making them smaller is going to help you. Reverse this. You got these. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. We are almost there. Breathe through them. And go ahead and bring it in. So we're going to take it to a standing mermaid. Crossing one leg over the other is going to challenge the balance more. If you prefer, parallel feet will be modified. And then you're reaching. The one hand slides down your IT band down the side of the body, ear in line with the bicep. And we'll just keep the gaze out in front since we have a hand weight incorporated. If they're heavy, you're not going to do it with hand weight. And then go ahead and windmill it back. So reach, lengthen, open up the side body by keeping the hips stacked here. Bring it right back. We're going to switch. The other leg is now the one in front. Again, you got one more set of each. Ear in line with bicep. Pull those abs in. Keep your hips stacked. Abs are engaged. That's going to keep you from shaking and moving and twisting. So breathing through them. Go ahead and windmill. Take it off to the other side. So breathing through these. Inhale through those. Exhale through out. Slowly we float that arm right back up. So from here, we're going to take it just one more here. So we're going to take our leg out in front of the other. You're going to soften up that front knee, straight press back. If you can add on, we're in full on balance. We're going to go ahead and suspend the back leg. So pressing back, so you got this chest expansion like move here going on for 3, 2, hold the weight still, go down an inch, up an inch. Down one, up one, and just that supporting leg. So breathing through them. I'm wobbling here, trying to get my knee to back up. Last 3, last 2, final 1, and let it go. So relax, bring the other leg forward. Abs are in, back toe on the ground, front knee is soft. Bring your arms to their highest point. You start pressing them back, and then if you have it available, you're suspending the back leg, so you got this balance challenge again. Straight press back. Inhale through the nose, exhale come out. Breathing through these. And then if you took it to that balance challenge where you suspended the back leg and you just went down an inch, up an inch, so it should feel like a one-leg squat. You're trying really hard to avoid any leaning or any sweating of that knee falling out of alignment with ankle, knee, hip alignment. For your last 2, last 1, and bring it in. Shake that out. Arms go up. We're just going to run it out in a little bit of prance without leaning forward, without leaning back. Arms are straight over the head. Inhale, exhale, dropping down one heel and then the other. Breathing through them. You got one more of each, and then we'll bring those hands down. So we're going to take it to a wide second. So we're coming towards the end of our standing part. Come down to that wide second here. So just a natural turnout, nothing too exaggerated here. Just slightly turned out, nothing completely turned out like dance. And then take your arms out in front. Lift up one heel. Lift up the other heel. And now you're down an inch, up an inch. If this is too much, your modified position, one heel stays down and you'll just do some counts in your head and even yourself out. So breathing through them. Not leaning forward, not leaning back for 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and bring those heels down. Turn the toes to face forward. You got a spine stretch forward. Go ahead and open up. Look over the back shoulder. Pull those abdominals in. Get a nice hamstring release. Bring it right back down. Same thing on the other side. Look over the back shoulder. Get a nice big stretch. Bring it all the way back down. And now slowly start to round and roll all the way back up. So we're just going to do one more here. We're in our turned out position, but this time we're going to keep our heels down, toes lifted, arms out. Open up to a V. Bring it right back to parallel. Open to your V. Bring it down to parallel. So if this is not okay, stay higher up. Don't sink so low. Pull those abs in deep. Open to your V. Toes are off the ground. It's not quite as much of a balance challenge as the heels lifted, but you're still getting a little bit. Last 3. Last 2. Use the breath. Last 1. Go ahead and surrender. Let it go. Hand weights go to the floor. You can just sway those hips from side to side. Let it go. So since we are working for balance, I'm going to come down the balance challenge way of crossing our ankles over and jeaning our arms. Pull those abs in, and we're slowly come down, bone by bone, as slow as you can go. to get down here. And now your heels are gonna stay down. You're gonna go ahead and lower down, lift right back up. So lowering down, lift right back up. So the next one, you're gonna lift one leg up, and you're going back and forth here. So balance on your sits bones. Don't lean to one side or the other. Breathe through these. Last two. Last one, so try to keep equal sits bones. Heel goes down, other hand becomes the top hand in the genie arms. And now same thing. Pull those abs in. You're going down an inch, up an inch. Making their abs do their job, but definitely a little more challenging with the leg up, one in tabletop. So breathing through these. Push shoulders down, and go ahead and bring that foot all the way down. So holding on to the back of the hamstrings here, we're going to slowly rock down. So if anyone has spine issues, we don't do this one in studio, rocking back. So if you don't have, if this doesn't feel okay or any spine problems, you're just going to come down the way that works for you. And then we're going to slowly rock right back up to studio, hold. Slowly come all the way back down. It's just such a great balance challenge, these. And notice I'm going really slow. So I'm extra careful, I'm not going to roll on my neck, but not only that, it's a lot harder on that balance. So that's what we're going for. So it's a little bit more modified to your spine and your body, but it's also a lot tougher on that core and that balance. So bringing it right back up, holding on to the back of the hamstring. So you're getting a little bicep action going on here. So we're going to add on. We're going to rock back. Let's close the gap between the toes and the knees. Teaser. Rock right back. So you're going to hold on to the back of the hamstring so it's not quite as bad as holding on to those ankles. Reach and lengthen. So it's a little bit, it's going to help us to not roll back on our spine too much or heavy as well. So pull those abs in and then rock right back up. You got a teaser. So you can be holding on to the back of the hamstrings the whole time. Come down slow. I hope your body is shaking as much as mine is. Inhale, on the exhale, bring it right back up. You got your balance, you're holding, hold it here, and now just bring your hands like you're holding those hand weights, like you're clapping in front of the chest for 3, 2, last one, hold. We're gonna try and come down this way. So your option, you can tabletop the legs, but try and do these super slow. Reach, lengthen, let it go, surrender. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. If you slid off your mat like myself, you're going to want to scoot back a little bit here. So let's give our head, neck, and shoulders a little break by coming into a little bit of bridge work here. So bridge work, our first one, we'll keep our hands by our side. So our heels are in line with our sit bones. We're going to slowly tuck the tailbone, peel up to your bridge, knee, hip, shoulder alignment, and then slowly come all the way back down. So bone by bone, as slow as you can go. Then next one, we're going to add on. So add on to this balance challenge. You're going to peel up to the top, and now we're doing one leg bridges, because how else are we going to challenge ourselves in our balance? We're going to go ahead and lower and lift here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and then bring that foot down. Slowly come all the way back down to your dismount. We're going to tilt the pelvis. We're bringing it up. Same thing, other side. Point the toe, lengthen the leg. You're down an inch, up an inch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and let it go. Bring that foot down. Slowly lower all the way back down. So we're going to add on some movement in our bridge. Tilting the pelvis, peel all the way back up. Lift the right leg, slightly externally rotate, and now press that leg out an inch and an inch, but keep those hips glued. Press out, press in, not dipping down on one side for 3, 2, last one, foot comes down. You're going to lower down from your bridge so you get a nice, good reset. Tilting the pelvis again, peel all the way back up. Go ahead, extend the other leg, slightly externally rotated. You're up one, down one. There's space between chin and chest. You're looking up at the ceiling. Avoid looking at the camera. Breathe through them. Try to not dip down on one side. Foot comes down. Lower all the way back down. So breathing through them. Quick breather. We're going to add on. We're taking our arms up with us now. Arms go up. So option to have those hand weights. You're going to slowly start to peel, lift, reach, lengthen. Toes are off the floor for this one. Pull those abs in, press those elbows to the ground, reach and lengthen right back up. Press elbows to the ground, you're adding on, lift, V, press down, without swaying. So yep, that V position is gonna throw that balance off. So if that progression doesn't work for you, scale back, put your toes down, or take out the V and just stick with that row. Breathe through them. You got these. Not letting the hips sink. And then go ahead and bring it in. Lower everything back down. Surrender. Sway the knees from side to side. So breathe through them. We are adding on. So we're going to bring our feet as close to our seat now so we can get up on our toes and lift our heels. So first you're going to peel all the way up to the top of your bridge, and then you can walk it back till you're on the toes or balls of the feet. And now take those arms up. You're going to take some skull crushers behind. If you can add on, you're going to dip in your hips. Down an inch, up an inch. Stay steady. Don't lean. So that's how we get a really strong, well-balanced body, by staying in our abdominals for every bit of our movement. We're really trying to engage those abs. It's going to help us stay center and not lean towards the one side and not let that dominant side take over the way it wants to. Last two here. Last one, and slowly come all the way back down. Let it go. Hug those knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Shake out any last bit of tension here. And then we're going to take it to a wide bridge stance. So our heels are on the edge of our mat, our feet are slightly rotated. You're going to go ahead and power up the top, lift up in the hips, and now you're going to go ahead and lower the arms and lift them. If you're adding on, you're going to lower down about halfway, lift right back up. So breathing through these, going down about halfway, lift right back up. Maybe when you get up to the top, you're going to squeeze the glutes a little bit to get a little bit more out of that seat work. So breathe through them. Last three. Last two. Final one. We get to come all the way back down. So slow, steady, controlled. Hand weights come down. Let's take a nice, well-deserved bigger core stretch. So we're going to grab that shin or behind the hamstring, get a nice big stretch, flex out that foot maybe. And then take that same stretch off to the other side. So breathing through them, hard flexing that foot. And then we're going to go ahead and take it to a little bit of our 100 here. But we're going to come into a little bit more of a balance challenge in our 100. So take the legs straight in the air, start pumping really hard. And as you're pumping, you're going to lower down the one leg. So it's almost like you're blending that scissor from your Series 5 position with your pump. So it's going to be harder for you to stabilize in that pelvis for your movement. So of course, modified position, you're in a regular 100, maybe with the soles of the feet down. So breathing through them. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scissor switching, keeping the breath flowing, creating lots of heat here. So trying to flow the legs the whole time. That's the hard part. Trying to stabilize the pelvis. So really that pelvis is really quiet. It's extra hard with all the limbs moving here. So breathing through them. Gaze is right between the legs. Point through toes maybe. Get length in the legs. You got these. Oh yeah, bring in that heat. I'm getting pretty hot at this point. So breathing through them. Gaze right between the legs so you stay out of the neck. You're pumping hard, you're feeling it all the way to the triceps. We're moving with that control, slow, steady, controlled movements. We got these. We got one more on each leg to go here. Last one. Bring that leg right back up and let's hug it in. Let your head, neck, and shoulders have a break. Rock from side to side. And then we are going to rock up a little bit to our seated position so we can do a little bit of balance from here. So first we're going to go ahead and let our elbows go back. Palms are on the ground facing the toes position. You're going to press that heel out and then bring that heel your modified position, you would lay flat on your back, traditional style. So pressing down one and then the other. Breathe through them. Inhale, exhale. Bring those heels together. Down an inch, up an inch. Press your elbows like you're trying to touch them behind your back. Of course, they'll come nowhere near each other, but if you get that kind of sensation, you're going to get more work there. For 3, 2, and let go. Soles of the feet come down. Take a nice big stretch. So you can use your elbows to press down the knees, get a little bit of your hip opener here. Maybe walk those hands out a little bit. Reach and lengthen, spine stretch. And then walk it right back. Switch legs, the other leg's in front. Pressing down on the inside of those knees, maybe trying to get them down to the floor. Walk those fingertips out. Maybe you notice this position with the one leg in front of the other. That knee is a little bit higher. Really typical when we have that dominant side. Things like this happen. So you're really in tune with your own body and what you need and how you can make yourself stronger and more well balanced. We're going to go ahead and walk it right back. Lift your legs tabletop. We're going to take it to a bouncing crisscross. So you got options. You can bring your hands out in front if you need it, otherwise behind the head. But we're going to keep our movement really small. So always better to stay in that position where you have the control rather than making the position so big and out of control and not being able to lead from your center and fall out of that connection and start rotating from our back and all sorts of muscles or maybe even joints that we don't want to recruit. So we want to make sure that we can use our abdominals appropriately here. So maybe it looks like I'm not even moving on camera, but for sure you guys I am and I'm feeling it. So breathe through these and then hold those hamstrings. Hold the legs. So you guys open leg rocker. We won't rock back since we don't really do these in studio. We're going to tap our feet to the ground. Hold those abs in. Rise right back. Tap the toes to the ground. Toes only. Reach, lengthen. You're holding on. You're balancing on those sits bones. Abs are in. Heels don't get to touch down. Breathe through these. Reach and lengthen. Give me 2 more like this. It could just look like this as well. Breathe through them. Last one. You're going to come into that dismount like our teaser. Bring the feet together. Slowly come all the way back down, bone by bone. Try not to leave one body part. Oh, surrender, let it go. We're going to go ahead and come into a little side line here. So coming into our side body, weights are going to be nearby for possible use. You're on your forearm here. We're going to find our long streamline here. So right from here, we're pretty lifted in our side body. Our hips are stacked. Feet are as best stacked as we can have them. If you're grabbing that light hand weight, you're taking that arm up. You're weaving under. So you got this balance challenge of really a lot of your side body here lifted. So breathing through them. Weaving under without moving in the pelvis. Keep the hips as quiet as possible. Breathe through these. Inhale to the nose. Exhale, come out. You're weaving that hand under. You're rising that hand right back up. Really strong lower body. Pelvis is really quiet. You got these. Last one here. And that's bring that hand behind the head. You're going to go ahead and lift and lower. So your modified position, as soon as we take our support system of our hand off the ground out in front, it's a lot harder. So if you need it, keep that hand down in a modified position. So you're lowering and lifting. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breathing through these. Inhale, exhale for 3 more. 2. Last one. And we'll go ahead and lower right back down. So we're going to go ahead and make a pillow for our head. You're going to take that top hand weight, hold it here, scissor, switch. So scissor, switch, point your toes, get lengthened legs. So if you feel like you're shifting, rolling forward or back, you're going to either bring that hand out in front or on top of the hip. So inhale, exhale, breathing through them, inhale, exhale. Scissor, switch, abs engaged, breathe through them for 3, 2, last one here, and now bring those legs right back down. We've got our balance challenge. You're going to stack the palms. You're trying to get your body so long. Your ears are really tightened by your biceps here. Your hands are in prayer hands. And now you're going to lift that top leg and lower without rolling forward or back. So this is our biggest balance challenge one. You're trying to not move in those hips, barely lift, moving from the lift of the leg, but you're not rolling forward or back. You're between two window panes of glass and we don't want to touch either front or back. And we'll go ahead and let it go. So bringing it down, we'll come back to our forearms one more time. So we're actually, let's get lifted here, and we're going to open and close here. Maybe hand comes behind the head, so you're almost like you're balancing here, again, on that sits bone a little bit. And you're just pressing those knees together, pressing them apart. Maybe toe and heel can connect every time as well. For your last 3, last 2, use the breath. Final 1, we're going to hold. Crunch it in, crunch it out. You're back on that sit bone. Last 2 like this. Last 1, and let it go. So we'll rise up to any form of mermaid with the legs. You're going to reach towards the side that the foot are facing first. Press the elbow back. And then we'll go ahead and reach and lengthen over the head. Ear in line with bicep. We got one more here. So windmill it back. Same thing. Go ahead and take it right back off to the other side. So we're going to go ahead and fold out the other direction. So first finding our stacked body. Getting that forearm down. Elbows underneath our shoulder. Hips are stacked, so trying to not shimmy forward or back. Arm comes straight up. Pull the abs in, and you're just weaving right to the rib cage and lifting right back up. So inhale, exhale. So as we're weaving, this arm is moving, but our lower body is really stable and still. So you should feel your abdominals are really cinched. Should feel like your hips are coming closer together. You have a really tight belt buckle on here. Abs are in control. That's the only way we're going to quiet that lower body. So breathing through these. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Breathe through them. Slow and steady, moving with that control. This is our last one, and then that hand went behind the head when we got up to the top. Lift and lower that top leg. So breathing through them, lift and lower. Inhale, exhale. So breathing through them, inhale, exhale. Use the breath. Last 2. Last 1, we're going to go ahead and lower down. So we're on our forearm here. We're going to take it to a scissor switch. Hand comes to the hip, or maybe you're holding that weight, or on top. Anything, or maybe you need that modified position and your hand is out in front. Pull the abs in, so scissor switching here. Inhale, exhale, trying to not let either leg, not let the bottom leg drag on the floor, not let the top leg really drag as well on top of the bottom leg. So breathing through these, inhale, exhale. Last one on each, and then we float it down. So we're going to stack our palms, find our streamline, abs are engaged, hips are stacked. Go ahead, lift and lower. Keep the pelvis really quiet. You're balancing on your side body here, super tough. As soon as we don't allow any rolling forward or back, that's where the magic starts happening. That's when you start feeling like you're moving from your center and all of our goals of Pilates being applied here. For our last 2, last 1, and then bring it all the way back down. So we're going to go ahead and make a little bit of our pillow here. So we're going to lift up here. We're going to come into that clamshell. Hand comes behind the head. Open and close. So breathe through them. Inhale, exhale, open and close. Use the breath. Maybe go even slower. You got these. Slow and steady. Breathing through them. Last 2 like this. Last 1, and then we held it out there. We're on that sits bone. You're keeping your feet together. You got a little bit of a crunch. Abs are in. Knees are tough. You got this. Our last one, and we let it go. So coming into our mermaid. Reach towards the side the feet are at first. So breathing through them. And then go ahead and take it right back. And then go ahead and bring it right back again. Slowly bringing it right back down. Reach and lengthen, ear and length, bicep. And then we'll go ahead, we'll come onto all fours. So coming into all fours, we'll hit a little cat-cow. So look for the belly button. Head up, chin up, chest up. Look for our belly button. Head up, chin up, chest up. And now we'll find our neutral. So find your neutral. We're going to lift just the arm without leaning. For 3, 2, last one. Switch. Take that hand weight in the other hand. Keep your hips square. Lower and lift. Stare at one still spot. Head in line with the spine. You got these. Our last one here. And then that hand weight comes down. Pull the abdominals in. Take the right leg back. And now tap and lift. Square your hips. Tap and lift. Abs are in. Last 2. Last one. Bring it in. Same thing on the other side. Point the toe. Get length in the leg. Tap and lift. Breathing through these. Inhale, exhale. And go ahead and bring it back in. Pull the abdominals in. Now we're taking the opposite limbs. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Last 2. Last one. Bring it back in. Same thing the other side. Set up. Try to not linear migrate. Great. You got this. Last one, and bring it in. Here comes your serious challenge. So our next one, we're going to lift the back leg. Lift the same side arm. Oh yeah, you got this. I don't know if I got it today. Tap and lift. Breathe through them. Last 2. Last one, and bring it in. So this one is the hard one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take it off to the other side. You tap and lift. Square as best you can. You got these. Pull those abs in. This is one I got to work on. Breathe through them. Last one, and bring it in. I know, that one's not fun. So bring those toes together. Heels are apart. Nice big spine stretch. So we're going to go for a little bit of a combo move. So we're going to do our plank. So, or actually I should say push up. We're going to take that leg out, square your hips. You're going to push up, knee tuck. Push up, knee tuck. Breathe through them. Stopping when you have knee in line with knee. Push up, rise, bring the knee in. Push up, rise, bring the knee in. Our last one. And bring it all the way back in. So try to not lean to one side or the other. Abs are in. Got the combo move again, so square your hips. You got your push up, bring the knee in. Push up, so you can definitely take one of the 2 exercises out. That will make it a little bit easier and a little less on that balance challenge. So that will avoid any leaning going on in the body if you need it. Take this where you need to go. You got it. We're hanging tough here. We're almost through this. We only got 7 more minutes to go. Our last one. Take the leg out. You got to push up. Bring that knee in and take it down. So reach, lengthen, arms are long and straight. We're going to go ahead and fold out here. So taking our right hand weights with us, just so that we can roll our arms out long and straight here. So we're in our extension work, roll those arms out long and straight, point through the toes, lengthen the legs, and now flutter kick in the legs. So you're balancing on your pelvis, forehead lifted off the mat. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and let it go, lower down. Shimmy the hips from side to side, we're adding on here. So hand weights are optional, but it's going to allow your hands to kind of roll out further and push those shoulders down the opposite position. So when you're ready, we're gonna lift back up. And now you're gonna lift those legs, lift the right arm only, lower and lift without leaning. For 3, 2, last one. Let everything go down for a reset. And then we lift right back up. Legs lift, pelvis into the mat, belly buttons up and in, lower and lift the other arm. 3, 2, last one, lower down. So breathing through these, pull those abdominals in. And now from here, we're gonna lift our legs, pelvis into the mat. Hands come behind the head, reach and lengthen. One arm goes out long and straight. Bring it right back in. Reach and lengthen. And now lower and lift the upper body and lower body. Last 2. Last one, and let go. Arms come back onto the weights. Shimmy it out. So we got one more to go here. We're gonna go ahead, lift the opposite limb. Bring it down, lift the opposite limbs without leaning. Breathe through them. Inhale, exhale. And since our most challenging one is going to be swimming, we really have to stabilize in the pelvis. So if you're progressing, we're gonna turn those thumbs up and start swimming here. Breathe through them for 5, 4, 3, 2, and let it go. Press up into those hands. You got a well-deserved child's pose. So breathing through these. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then we're coming to a little bit of our balance here. So taking one leg out in front. We're gonna hold it out here, arms are out in front. Maybe walk that back in, knee in a little bit more. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And now you're gonna go ahead and straighten that leg, fold over. And then come into your tabletop. Straighten the leg, fold over. You gotta stretch here. And these are a little challenging to not lean to one side or the other. Pull those abs in, and then straighten that leg out. So you're getting a stretch, but we're still working on balance. Pull those abs in, fold over that leg. Breathe through it. Your last one, you're gonna hold here. Hold, abs are in, arms back. You're in a straight press back. Try and stay square. Fire up those triceps, trying to avoid leaning to one side or the other for 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, lift the back leg, or left back knee, I should say. Open up. Got a little balance challenge. Stretch going on here. And bring that hand right back down. Knee comes down. Straighten out that leg one last time. And then slide that leg in. We got the same thing to the other side. So we're in this high position here, arms out in front. And then you're gonna go ahead, after you lean in a little bit, you're gonna straighten that leg. So this is my tough side. Reach and lengthen, inhale, exhale, pull those abs in. Try really hard to get those hips on the same plane. Bring it out, straight press back. Stay centered. So with our legs in this proposal position, it really challenges the balance. So breathing through them. Every time you're going forward and back, you're trying to avoid any use of the hand to the floor, but also trying to really pull those abs in to stay center mat. Keeping ankle, knee, hip alignment. So breathing through these, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, you're leaning in, breathing through them, and then we're just going to go ahead and hold this stretch for a second. So breathe through them. And then we're taking our arms straight back. So straight back. Breathing through them. Pump those arms up. Inhale through nose. Exhale through mouth. Gaze is out in front. You're leaning over that leg, so you're taking full advantage of the stretch. And then bring those hands down. Sink the hips back a little further so you do get that full stretch. Walk the hands out. Curl the back toes. Lift the arm. Look over the back shoulder. You got this nice balanced stretch going on. Bring that hand back down. You got one more stretch. Fold over that leg one last time. We walk our feet back. Come into your high plank position. And hold here. You're going to go ahead, cross body a little bit without allowing your pelvis to shift. So your cross-body one's a little harder. One more on each. So this one's a hard one, and you're on your last minute here. So maybe widen your support, your stance, harder, bringing it closer. So I'm going to stand about halfway. One hand to the shoulder. The other hand. Pull those abs in. Stay strong in your center. You got these. I know this is cool to stick right here. We got one more on each, so last one. And now take it to your down dog. Walk the feet in. If you can, walk them in even more so you're in your elephant. Ears in line with the biceps. Breathe. Lift the right leg without leaning. Tiny pulses. For 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down. Same thing to the other side. Tiny little presses without leaning. And bring that foot down. Soft bend in the knees. Walk it back. Slowly we start to peel all the way up to the top. Roll those shoulders back and down. And we are done, guys. Awesome job. Thanks for joining me today. Let me know how this one worked out for you if you're trying to improve that balance. Do this one on a regular basis. See you soon.